Hello, beautiful community. How is everybody doing today? How is everybody doing after the weekend? Yesterday was the Revolution event, the online summit for the hair and makeup industry, and I was high on life after that event. That was an incredible conversation, and there were so many incredible things that were said and shared with me at the end, which was all about how calm and inspired and elevated and motivated everybody was from that 4-hour conversation yesterday. It was powerful. Hello, beautiful Tony Jade. How are you, gorgeous? How are you doing today? Let me know in the comments below. I'm coming on here today because in yesterday's conversation, it was so potent and powerful around the conversation around money. It actually has made me realize the huge block that our industry has around money, around worthiness, around charging what we're worth, around receiving what we're worth without guilt and the feeling that we are overcharging, and that underlying subtle, ever so subtle feeling that we're not worth it. Okay, hello, beautiful. I'm so glad that you are well. How are you going in expansion? I am loving all of your messages, beautiful. You are on a rocket ship. I can feel it. So yesterday's conversation really brought that to life for me, and I really deeply understand just the same, that everybody shares the same blocks that I had when I first started my business, right? These are exactly the blocks that I had in business, undercharging myself, not feeling worthy, literally being so fully booked because I had so many weddings booked in because I was undercharging myself ultimately. And so the reason why I'm coming on here today to have this conversation with you is because I wanted to share and elaborate the conversation I was having in Revolution, but also to expand on how you can actually create more revenue in your world in 2023, and how I created that level of revenue in my world in the last 12 to 18 months. So the first thing that came up was, ultimately, when we are growing our business, we get to a point when we're either undercharging ourselves and we become so ridiculously fully booked that we have no more time, right? Or we have no more money because we have exhausted all of our resources. We just don't have enough time. We don't have enough money because we are undercharging ourselves. We don't project enough revenue in our business when we are undercharging ourselves, and we don't have enough time in our life when we are undercharging ourselves, because ultimately what happens is that every bride in the world is going to book you when you have a phenomenal level of level experience, right? If you have an incredible level of experience and you are undercharging yourself, you absolutely are going to be the first person they're going to want to book because they are getting their value for money. They are price shopping you. And ultimately, you offer a high level of expertise and you offer an incredibly budget-friendly pricing strategy. So the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because the way that I was able to create double the amount of revenue in 1 year is because I had this awareness that I was severely undercharging myself. So I literally, in a 12-month period, went from $110 to now charging $190 per person. And it was because of that I was able to 2x my revenue without actually spending more of my time. So if you actually reflect on the idea of making more revenue in your business, that will probably give you heart palpitations, because in a world where you've got no time and no money, the idea of your business needing more of you actually is not possible in your world. However, with the strategies that I teach you, the expansion method that I teach you within Expansion Mastermind, my method is that we expand your packages, we expand your offers, team, and we expand your offers. Not everybody wants to do all three. Expanding your packages is literally the first place to start. Hello, beautiful Emma. Just recapping on yesterday's conversation. So you distracted me now. My mind was on a roll and now I was like, hey, gorgeous. So there are the 3 ways that you can increase your revenue. And that is the conversation that, oh, did you just do an angry face by accident? The 3 ways that I had the conversation last week, and that was to increase your revenue 3 ways. And this is what I share in my Expansion Mastermind. And so what that is that we expand through your packages. So expanding the experience, expanding the client experience that they can receive with you and your brand, expanding your bridal packages, elevating your experience to a luxury tier, offering an incredible experience that is above and beyond what the industry standard is. This is what I'm most passionate about, and that is what I want to ignite with every single client that I work with, is to expand an experience that is unique to them. and therefore expanding their revenue. So that is how we expand the revenue for all of my beautiful clients in expansion, is we focus solely on the brand, what makes them unique, and how can we create an incredible experience that is resonant with the high level of pricing tier, the pricing and packaging strategy that we create to allow the client to feel like they have honestly received everything they ever dreamed of from a person they absolutely obsess with. So that is the strategy that we use within expansion. And so the reason why I'm sharing that with you right now is because this is what I shared in our conversation yesterday in Revolution, is this is the way that you can actually create more revenue in your world without more sacrifice of time, because you were still going out to do one wedding on a Saturday. So if you can increase your package and increase your experience, the value of that, you're still going out and doing that wedding, but you're 2xing the revenue. So when I, a year ago in September 2021, was charging $110 per person for a 4-person booking, I was charging $110, which was $420 just for the hair. In September 2022, when I expanded our entire bridal packages and elevated our entire client experience, stepped above and beyond what the industry standard is for Perth, then I created a package now where I get charged $920 for 4 people. I more than doubled my experience and people are still paying. Why? Because I articulated the value that they are going to experience with me and my brand. I included incredible experiences, complimentary services in our packages. So they're not just getting a hair and makeup, hair service. They're not, they are not just getting a hair service with us. They don't just get a hairstylist. They get an incredible experience that starts from their inquiry with us to a year afterwards. When we think of the experience that we have created for our brides in our business, it expands beyond just their wedding day. And so when we articulate this in our messaging on our website, in our emails, in our Instagram or our socials, when we articulate the value that we hold in our brand, the depth, the core of our brand, we attract more of our soul aligned bride who is obsessed with us, who loves our work. The experience that we create in alignment with our brand actually creates and becomes more magnetic for our brides, our soul aligned brides, who will pay the price. So can you see how when you are itemizing your strategy, your pricing strategy, and you are literally itemizing every single little thing from a space that you're actually targeting the bride who is price shopping, who wants to find the most affordable, convenient, and cost-worthy experience, you are literally marketing to the wrong person. So if you are a person who loves creating an incredible experience, if you love going to day spas because you're like, fuck yes, I love the experience, maybe this is the moment in time where you need to consider that you're not the person to sell to, a price shopper. Maybe this is the moment in time that you are actually here to create an incredible luxury beyond the current bridal industry level of client experience. Hallelujah! And we've arrived at the destination, because this is a vibe, right? When you attract more of the clients who are obsessed with you, when you attract the brides who are like, oh my God, this experience actually supported me in all of the ways I didn't even know was possible and I actually needed. When you create that level of experience that's not even available in the industry within your community, you are not even in competition. You don't even come on the same benchmark as everybody else that is offering the same service, because there's not even a human out there that is offering the same service as what you are. When you create a package that is so refined to the core of your brand, when you create a package and a bridal experience that is refined to the soul aligned bride that you love working with. This is the core of expansion. This is what we went into a little bit more depth on in Revolution. And this is exactly how I differentiated my brand in Perth from becoming from the community, from a commodity to an elevated client experience, which ultimately propelled me outside of the norm within the community of Perth. So this is exactly the hack to creating more revenue, because you're no longer attracting the bride who is price shopping. You're attracting the bride who is value shopping. She's a value shopper. She wants an experience. And I know that bride exists because that's me. When I got married, I was the person that went and got hair and makeup done, literally routine on a regime, literally 3 months before the wedding. Facials, I think I was booked in for facials like 6 months before my wedding. Because why? Because I valued having fucking glowing skin. I wanted my skin to look absolutely perfect for my wedding day, and I was not settling for anything less. So when I tap into that energy of the bride that I was, it was a no-brainer that I actually had to elevate my bridal experience to actually attract the bride that I desire, me. So I want to have this moment to actually encourage each and every one of you to review this in 2023. Tap into who you are as a potential bride, or a bride if you have already been married. Tap into who it is that you love working with. What do they desire? What is it that you can create in your bridal business that absolutely answers every single desire of their heart? Imagine if you could create that level of a bridal package or a brand experience or a client experience within your brand. Literally, there's no community when you're over here and they're over here. Okay, so that being said, that is the one way that you can actually increase your revenue in 2023. The other way is systems and automation. So literally, the way that I was able to grow above and beyond my current reality and expand my team and expand my offers was only because I implemented the systems and automations that I teach everybody in my expansion mastermind. So ultimately, if you don't implement those systems and automations within your business, it is not humanly possible to offer an incredible client experience whereby you support your brides deeply and are ahead of their client journey. So imagine the feeling, if you just want to reflect for a moment, I'm going so deep on this right now because I'm really passionate about it. But if you just reflect on the client experience, so if you think about when you've had an experience as a buyer, when you've gone to make a purchase, what does it feel like when they are already ahead of the game, when they're already thinking about where you are in your client journey, where you are in your buying experience? Think about those moments when they've just surprised and delighted you because you're like, holy shit, I actually did want to book in for my makeup trial, and all of a sudden you've just messaged me. Like I've already got the invite. I'm already at that stage in my wedding planning journey. I want to book in, and you've already emailed me. Imagine a moment in time if you were the buyer, like if you were the bride and you were like, wow, it's like she knows me. Versus me having to chase you up and be like, hey, can I book in for a trial? Hey, can I book in a trial? And you're like, oh my fucking God, if she emails me one more time asking for a trial, I have no time to even respond to you right now. I am at complete capacity and I couldn't give a shit about when your trial is, because right now I can't even keep up with my brides that are booked in this week. I know that if you were where I was in business, that is exactly the thoughts and processes that I would go through on a weekly basis, because I was at complete exhaustion and desperation. I had no time in my life. So, systems and automation is the way to get over and propel past that moment in time where you could be at if that resonated with you. And that ultimately was the way that I broke through. I know, Emma, as you were, I was like talking to you. I was like, Emma, I know you got me, girl. This is when your business grows so fast and you haven't got systems and automations in place, that is the level that you'll get to. So although that might not have resonated with you, if you continue to keep growing, that is the point that you will get to. And I know that because that's where I was at. And that's where a lot of my clients are at in expansion. And that is where all of my VIP clients are at. So it's not a bad problem to have. It means you're fucking incredible at what you do. But ultimately, it is a bad problem to have when you don't have the systems to grow with you, because you don't have the support within your business, which means that you are at a glass ceiling. You cannot propel past where you're at. And that is ultimately the hack to growing past where you're at and getting more time and money back in your life. So ultimately, if your vision for 2023 is more balance and more abundance, which is absolutely one of mine, then this is the best step for you. Okay, so that being said, the other two ways to grow your revenue in 2023, we did touch on this last week, so I'm just going to recap because it kind of is the whole circle. But the other ways are through expanding, expanding your team. So ultimately, you're transitioning from trading time for money to multiple time for money. So you've got a team out there and you can increase your revenue because you've got multiple people out there. So from going from one bridal wedding, like one wedding on a Saturday, you can ultimately have 6 weddings on a Saturday, obviously more revenue, right? However, the key point here is that you will need systems in place to support that level of clientele. Hello, beautiful Amy. We're on a roll right now. I'm on fire. So can you see here, the other way to make your, the other way to grow your revenue in 2023 is to expand your offers. So offering additional services or experiences outside of bridal, for example, online education, workshops, masterclasses, events. Okay, they are another way to increase your revenue, expanding your revenue external to bridal. Now, being mindful that these are opportunities that you can actually hack into where you could expand into a different service, an additional experience that can actually potentially be weaved through your client journey as a bride. So you could potentially extend the value of your bride with your business. So transitioning your bride from a one day experience to a lifetime. So that's the key, is thinking of experiences that you can offer your bride that will transition her from a once-off client to a lifetime client. There's a little hack. So that being said, if anybody wants access to the Revolution replays, for everybody who has already just signed up and registered for the event, you will automatically have the replays available to you on Kajabi, like the online platform. However, if you love repeats, yes, Emma, you really need to watch the visualization, the whole thing, because you will love it. If you haven't already signed up to Revolution, let me know in the comments below. Just write Revolution, because then I can send you through the access to join up for that, and then you can get instant access to the replays. All right, beautiful ladies. Yes, love the repeats, the replays, and perfect. I'm so excited for this. Yes, it's a vibe. And I would recommend that you definitely, will it be accessible in expansion? Yes, Tony, you'll get access. Let me think about that. Yeah, we can upload it into expansion, the online expansion portal, because I don't think you had registered for the event, so you won't get access to it there. But yeah, I'll add it into the expansion portal as well. That wraps up today's conversation. There is actually something really exciting that's going to be coming up and officially launching. I actually launched it to the Revolution event yesterday, and there were 3 epic, beautiful souls that already signed up, which was fucking exciting. I have never held an event like this before, and I'm just going to give you a hint. It's going to be phenomenal, and it actually is the perfect example of how I am taking things in my own stride and doing things outside of the normal of this industry. So I am literally showing you what's possible by coming up with ideas that don't currently exist in our industry. I mean, this conversation alone is a perfect example. But here we are, and I'm so excited. I'll probably be launching that to this group probably this week. But if you get access to the replays on Revolution, you will obviously have access to join that incredible, at the moment, secret experience that is going to be happening on the 6th and 7th of February. Emma, I don't know what's happening, but I feel like every time you're pressing buttons, it's coming up as like an angry face. So I'm like, are you really angry? Well, I'm assuming it's you, Emma. But anyway, let me know, beautiful ladies, if you would like access to the replays for Revolution. I'm super excited. It was a very powerful conversation and an incredible visualization at the end in module 2, which I think you will love if you want to tap into what's possible for you and your highest business vision for 2023. It is meant to be. Meant to be. It's meant to be. It's a vibe. You're in there, beautiful. I'm so excited. I literally can't believe. I was just having a little giggle to my husband. I was like, Kurt, you wouldn't believe it. I was on there and I was like explaining the event, and I was like, how exciting it's going to be. And it's like above and beyond like what our industry even knows. And I'm like, oh, I'm just so excited. And then I'm like, there's your payment coming through and you've already signed up. And I was like, this is a fucking vibe. I love it. I need to get shirts that are like, this is a vibe. All right, beautiful ladies, thank you so much for joining me today. And everybody who's on the replay, let me know if you would like access to the Revolution event that we held yesterday. And just let me know Revolution in the comments and I can send you through the link to register. Bye for today, beautiful ladies. And I hope you have an incredible rest of your month. Oh, For my expansion ladies, I'll see you in a couple of hours.